Today I will be discussing little bit advanced part of cost accounting. Now, sales is equal to cost represented by C plus profit. Now, this cost is again into fixed cost represented by F, and we say the B variable cost plus profit then is equal to sales. So, sales minus profit is equal to our total cost of production as well as up to the point of sale, fixed plus variable cost. Now, today fixed cost plus variable cost is equal to total cost. Now, this fixed cost we will be defining fixed into the enterprise for all level of productions up to the capacity, maximum capacity utilization into the enterprise. Now, variable cost which varies from number of units produced to increase number of units produced to reduce number of units produced. That means the more and more quantity we produce into our production department, that is into the enterprise, then variable cost become more, and if we reduce the production because of fall in the market demand, then the variable cost will reduce. But we have to understand fixed cost we have to bear while carrying on the production, running the enterprise. So fixed cost fixed in nature, variable cost variable in nature. Example of fixed cost, I am just elaborating some point like rent of the factory site, rent of the office space. Variable cost is the raw material cost or indirect labor, or we say the fuel used in the production. So, number of units more produced, more indirect labor required, and then more fuel is required, etc. etc. So, today my discussion is this variable cost and fixed cost, that is total cost. My discussion is this. Now, before going into detail of cost accounting, cost sheet you must know. I have not explained till now cost sheet. Cost sheet I will be explaining in coming days, or say tomorrow, might be day after tomorrow, where total cost of production as well as administration as well as up to the point of sale, all the cost I will be classifying. In short, production comprises prime cost, and variable and overhead cost, overhead cost, overhead cost, overhead. Now, what is prime cost? Prime cost is the cost primarily identifiable with the product. If this is the point, if I say prime cost is identifiable, yes, we can see, find the material, the white material as well as the cap, blue material, both are identifiable. So, prime cost include your direct material as well as labor, direct labor. Direct labor are those laborers who are directly involved in the production or directly engaged in the production. Like the shape, without labor it was not possible to put this into shape, particular shape, as well as the shape where we can put the pin. This is example of direct labor. Now, prime cost are the cost primarily identified: direct material, direct labor, as well as direct expenses. Direct expenses means the expenses which we can find out at the production site, like royalty paid on the produce unit or hire of special machinery. And overheads cost are those costs which are over and above the head of prime cost. Overhead classification I will be doing while cost sheet. Today, prime cost as well as overhead cost, that is total cost, and splitting into fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable, or semi-fixed also. Somebody may argue instead of semi-variable it could be semi-fixed. Obviously, semi-fixed, semi-variable or semi-fixed cost. And then fourth one is step cost, STEP. So we have to understand the cost which is fixed cost, variable cost, semi-variable cost, or we can say step cost. Let us discuss fixed cost. Fixed cost is fixed. Whatever unit you produced, it remains fixed. Example, rent of the factory premises, depreciation on the machineries, and other. I will be discussing more in your cost sheet. So, fixed cost, if I say the y-axis which represents your cost, this is representing cost, and x-axis representing volume of production, or say volume units. Now, if we do not produce also, then also factor in to be paid. So, certain expenditure which you have to incur. Whatever unit you produce 0 unit, that is FATO. You produce 1000 units, you produce 2, 3, say 4000 or 5000 units. So it remain fixed. The costs remain fixed. So this cost is setup cost. You have to incur. Either you produce 0 unit, 1000 unit or 5000 units. up to your capacity level. Your factory is there, rent you pay, but you want to produce double. So one more factory site will become double. That I will be discussing later. So fixed cost is very clear as per me. Now variable cost. Now variable cost I'll be explaining like x-axis and y-axis. Now this is your cost or expense. This is your volume in units. Now, when you do not produce, no expenditure. When you produce 1,000 units, certain cost you have to incur. 2,000 units, again certain cost. 5,000 units, again certain cost. So, if you draw perpendicular imaginary, then this point of intersection there, then point of intersection there, then point of intersection, point of intersection. So, it will be from 0 and 0, nothing. So, from 0 points, it will be like this. So, variable cost curve. This is variable cost curve. Example, material cost. Example, indirect labor. So more you will produce, more indirect labor required. Examples, fuel. So more you produce, more fuel to run machineries. This is variable cost. Now coming into next point, semi-fixed or semi-variable cost, and then step cost. This is y-axis, this is x-axis, this is volume, units, this is your cost, you incur. Semi-fixed up to 1,000 unit, the fixed cost, that semi-fixed cost remains same. Say 2,000 unit, it remains same. For 3,000 units, remains same. After crossing 3500, it's increased. So again from 3500, so this is up to fixed. Then it start varying. Start varying like the variable cost. So it is semi-variable cost curve. This is your semi-variable cost curve. You have to understand. Up to certain units, it could be 2,000 units, like 2,000 units. Then it will come, start from there, varying. It could be 5,000 units, then from there 5,000 units. From there, it will start varying. At this point, start varying. It is like that. Now, for example, if we get a taxi, first 50 rupees we have to pay up to 10 kilometers. After that, every kilometer it varies. It varies. For example, another example is electricity bill. Up to say for industrialization mode, 1,000 units given free, but meter rate is there, and you are charged with say 1,000 rupees up to 1,000 units. For example, thereafter, if you consume more, you have to pay value. That one. So semi-variable. So semi-fixed, semi-variable. So we may call it semi-fixed cost or semi-variable cost because it is semi. That is up to certain level it is fixed up to certain level that is. Now step up cost or step cost. I said that one. You have certain area on rent into somebody others factory. So here your capacity is say 10,000 units. So now there is a demand. So you start increasing spare capacity there to the owner of the shed. You rent it, carrying on productions. So once you take this, again you have to say for 12,000 units production, you have to pay again rent. Again you increase 2,000, again you have to pay. Again you have to pay 2,000 rupees. Again 2,000 spare capacities are there to the owner. So you have to understand up to 10,000 it is fixed, then it steps up for next 2,000. Up to 2,000, say 11,000, 11,500, up to 12,000 unit fixed. Again you rent, then it go like this. Okay students, I have discussed the nature of cost, fixed cost, variable cost. This is fixed cost, you have understood. Variable cost, you have understood. Semi-variable or semi-fixed cost, you have understood. And then step cost. This is the step cost graph. Generally, it is step up. After reaching certain level, for any reason, if you reduce your production capacity, then it is step down. So step up or step down. Quarterly the production units. Okay, students. Tomorrow or day after, I will be coming back with my cost sheets, which is a major part. You have to understand cost sheet very nicely. Example of different professional examination. Those examples I will pick up, screenshot I will be providing you, and then I will be solving those problems here. Okay, good night till now. Thank you.